Hey, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of Juice Jones Creates. It's been quite some time since I've made some content, but I've been busy this week. I think in the last 5 to 6 days, I've shot about 11 interviews, and the reason that holds weight is because for the year of 2022, as you guys who've been to the channel know, I plan on releasing about 500 episodes worth of visual content. Now, the reason that's significant is because I want to talk about pre-planning content and how do you make it easy for yourself. So, one of the brands I handle majority of the time, Get Home Safe. It's a mental health platform, and we basically create content that has the goal of doing one of three things: enlighten, encourage, and add to a perspective. So wherever you start, we're looking to meet you there. And then, hey, here are actual facts that have to do with mental health, whether it has to be depression, anxiety, ADHD, eating disorders, how folks may get there, boundaries, that's really important, something we've been exploring a bit more, emotional intelligence, and how you can implement that. So within the 500 episodes that I plan on releasing this year, I plan on doing 365 days worth of shorts, mental health and wellness shorts. And I was thinking about, hey, the folks who I do work with, who are actually professionals in these categories and areas that I'm working in, how do I maximize our relationship and time together in the videos that we're going to be shooting in terms of the scripts? So, for example, with Miss Unique Jordan, if she says yes, because you got to plan for the future, one of her specialties are boundaries. So when it comes to boundaries, you have to define what is a boundary. And then because we may be doing, let's say, 20 episodes together for the whole year, you're going to have 1 week that's dedicating to defining a boundary and what boundaries actually mean. So examples, making it digestible, and making it easier for the average person who may not think of this thing or its significance a lot more valid. Then the week after that, or sometime in the future, whether there's like a month that's dedicated to boundaries, or boundaries is a hot topic and it's like, oh, the content's made already, you would talk about how does one enforce boundaries. Okay, so when you think of enforcing boundaries, you're thinking of your community or your environment. Your environment would be the people who are in your environment, not just am I in a room, because that is the thing that reacts to whatever you have going on in terms of that sense of the word boundary. So then you would have another week that's dedicated to, okay, you are now in the position of someone who is dealing with someone that is trying to enforce new boundaries. And we may give you advice on how should I help this person create new boundaries for themselves, and how do I help create a better environment for that person to implement said boundaries. And then for the fourth week, which would be a month of content altogether, or 20 days if you look at the calendar date and each individual date, then you would get on to the implementation of how does one continuously create habits to not only enforce those boundaries, but how do you learn to become accustomed to the new surrounding and the new environment that this boundary has created. Because when it comes to implementations, we want a lot of things because we're like, all right, if I get this one thing, it'll make like a big change for me. And then you get it, and you don't learn that once you get the thing, you now have to learn to be used to that thing that you asked for and you work towards. So that right there, easily 20 days worth of content. And it sounds complicated, but no, it's okay. Definition, that's one part. Okay, what does definition look like? All right, implementation. All right, bet. Cool. Who am I going to do this definition of word with? All right, cool. All right, what do I need to do as the person that has implemented this thing have to do in order for me to get used to the idea of this thing and the change it will bring? Because when we want things, we usually go all the way to the, I just want to cross the finish line. This is what I want. But not many people give ideas to the process itself and how to get there. So, changing topics. looking to expand the team. There's a lot of talented people around me. And right now I'm glad that I reached out to my homie Kat up in New York to do the creative direction for the third documentary, which we're going to be calling Love Them Back. And it's going to be about, let's not go that far. But I got a creative director for the third project that I'm going to be working on for 2022, since I'm working on 3 projects in terms of the documentaries. Now, the reason this is significant is because when you're the driving force to a company, an organization, or a campaign, it's very important to understand delegating and understanding what goes into the concept of delegating, and also learning how to let go and move on. So we have 12 photo shoots that we're going to be running for the year of 2022. 5 of those 12 photo shoots are going to be dedicated to companies that I plan on doing collaborations with through the platform of Get Home Safe when it comes to mental health. The reason I got a creative director is I do not want to direct the photo shoot the day of. So I'd like to be a part of the process of what concept are we coming up with for the photo shoot. I'd like to be a part of what colors would I like to choose for the photo shoot and what feeler we're going for. And I'd even go as far as this is the idea I had and this is the person I want to implement it with. And then after that, just let that person take over completely. And the reason I do that is my work is relationships. I work through and with relationships. I'm about the people. We can get things on camera and in front of the lens and everything else, but the relationship is what makes that room long before we get there. So when I have that space and time in a photo shoot, I'll be able to have conversations, crack jokes, bring up receipts, and have intimate conversations that I don't usually get to have with everyone because I'm so busy being busy outside of picking up the phone to check in with some of the folks that we're going to be doing work with. So while I work on the relationship stuff on the personal end for the brand, business, and friends that I get to do this with, she gets to direct, she gets to get credit, she gets to bring concepts to life that she may have been curious about, and she gets to show me her worth that I already believe in, but the world gets to see that worth also. And I get to see a couple of my folks bring very amazing work to life. So her being the creative director, I know it's like 3 projects and it's like, well, why wouldn't you want to have a creative director for all 3 projects? And the answer to that is simple. Not everybody's going to be a great fit. Anybody that I hire or I do work with when it comes to content creation, when it comes to collaborations, when it comes to giving someone a chance, it starts with the passion of what are they into first, and then I can figure out everything else. If they don't have passion in that topic or what I may be working on, then you're not really giving someone a head start. If the passion's there already, they'll figure out how to fit into the room if they're smart or clever enough. But if the passion isn't there and you're giving someone something that they're not interested in at all, and they just want to do work with you, but they don't want to feel through the product or whatever is going on or adapt to whatever is going on, you lower the chances of that person being able to shine in the right quality of light. For 3 years, from about 2019 to present, I've done a lot of different work when it comes to Get Home Safe, when it comes to mental health, and I've worked with a lot of people. A lot of people have done right by me. A lot of people have let me down, but that's okay. It's not personal when you get let down. It's very telling when the people who are closest to you are not allowed to express themselves because the pressure that you may put on or the pressure of a campaign or whatever you put together. So due to that and due to what I've learned, I've tweaked the things that I've done a little bit more to get it closer to, okay, what does an ideal situation look like? So for me, I'm not looking to work with someone for a whole year. I give them a chance to feel it out. 3 months, this is what we're working on. This is the language that I use. These are the people that I work with. This is how those people prefer to communicate. Are you going to be okay with that? And then watch the person adapt to that and see, hey, are they a right fit for what we're doing here? And do they enjoy what we're doing here? Because it's a very lonely job, content creation. So you have to be able to entertain yourself. You have to be able to move through rooms. You have to be able to like walk away and just let it go correctly. Reminisce about the moments, but still be able to let it go and move past certain moments and then bring it back. So shout out to Kat. Definitely looking forward to doing amazing work with her. I was just on the phone before shooting this video. Shout out to Miss Unique Jordan. She does an amazing job. If you guys are ever curious about what Unique has going on, if I'm not mistaken, let me see if I could hop on my phone. I'm pretty sure it's a unique perspective on Instagram, if I'm not mistaken. I know there's like some underscores or stuff like that in there, but _unique perspective. She's a therapist out of the DMV in terms of DC, Maryland, Virginia, originally from Chicago. She does amazing work. And Kat actually runs a platform called Black Men Cry Too, if I'm not mistaken. And if you're ever looking to look into her platform and the work that they do up in New York, Black Men Cry Too is the handle for that one. They do amazing work on that side. So definitely looking forward to bringing this to life, giving a lot of folks within my community a chance, and really getting to the to the white meat of what we're working on. I'm like, from what I'm describing right now, we are literally a little bit under 13 months out from like implementation, execution, sitting down with concepts, working with 9 to 10 different photographers, one main videographer for this project who actually just did an interview with him, my boy Glenn, on If You Build It. That's a show that we're going to be releasing on this channel at the top of the year. We're going to have about 48 episodes of that content. And next year, I don't know if I even want to say it's something special. Next year, it's going to be enjoyable planning things out, executing it, and see how people digest and see how the rooms change, and getting us closer to the goal, which for me, I would just like more visibility when it comes to the channel and the work that we're doing, and connecting with the right people who will put us in positions that we need to be in, and working alongside the right people and adding more perspective and content to this very small room that's going to eventually become bigger. So for everyone who's here, thank you for coming. Hope you guys are having a great week. I know I'm dropping this on a Friday. Friday is usually like the unwind time, but thanks for coming through, listening to the rant. Probably going to be dropping 2-3 videos per week, like right after meetings, because I interact with so many people and I have so many conversations that it's just like, this really gives me a chance to just get that whole thing off my chest and then move past. And I get to come back to these as great receipts. So hope you guys are having a good night or a good day, whatever time this comes out. See you guys later. Peace.